Drop stars Meghann Fahy as Violett, a mom who decides to go on a first date after years of waiting to get back into the dating world due to a traumatic past abusive relationship with her son's father. As she's learning to trust again and let someone new in her life, she agrees to a first date with Henry, who is a photographer who is looking for that special someone. They meet at a popular downtown Chicago restaurant, and as Violett waits for a late Henry to arrive, she interacts with the bartender, an older guy on a first date as well, a piano player, and some random guy that she just bumps into. All of these random interactions that probably wouldn't happen all in the same 5 to 10 minutes of just sitting at the bar. But maybe. When Henry arrives, they are taken to a table, and that's when the digi-drops start coming in on Violett's phone. She's not too concerned in the beginning. She starts to panic when she's told by the digi-dropper to look at her security camera, where she sees a man in black with a gun in her house with her sister and son. The digi-dropper tells her that she has to kill her first date or her son and sister dies. This film actually gets to a very strong and great start, and it's kind of unexpected. I like the backstory that they give Violett in the beginning, being a victim of domestic abuse, setting her up years later to trust again, only to have that trust taken away and her sense of control taken again as well. It was a really smart setup with a lot of meaning and a lot of heart, and it makes you empathetic toward Violett when she is in a situation like this, where she's potentially a victim again and who's trying to be controlled. When Violett is waiting for Henry, she again interacts with a lot of people, instantly setting you up to question who in the restaurant is dropping her. It leads you to one person and then another. All the interactions are kind of all at the same time, or at least in the same 5-minute window, conveniently before Henry arrives, making the film seem pretty unbelievable early on. But honestly, it's sort of fun if you don't take it too seriously. I enjoyed Meghann Fahy in the role as Violett. It's not easy playing a role where you are in a constant panic, especially when you have to turn it off and on between takes. She plays fear really, really well. That's not too over the top, but it's convincing. When Henry can tell that something is obviously wrong, she's quick to give believable answers, and she has a sense of panic and fear, but a realistic sense of control. It's a nice balance in her performance. Brandon Sklenar as Henry was just okay. He seemed like pretty much any character he's played recently, from his role in It Ends With Us or 1923 to a certain extent. I don't think that we've seen his skill set quite yet, but he wasn't bad. It was the performance you would expect from his character, and it may be a little typecast as an actor for him. The film is actually fun in that whodunit sort of way, leading you to one character who seems sketchy to another character. It keeps you guessing until the end, but when you find out who is doing all of this and why, it wasn't anything very shocking or really that interesting. I hate when a film leads in a way that you start making up cool scenarios in your head, who the culprit is and why, and then it reveals nothing what you would expect. If you have a buildup like that, a sort of slow, intense climb up the roller coaster, you better deliver on the ride down. It does in a sense where the last 30 minutes is concerned. It goes really fast and it's really intense, but again, the reveal and why this is all happening is a huge disappointment. There's a scene where Violett is racing to get to her house to save her son and sister, but it's so unbelievable how these events take place. For one, driving in downtown Chicago is going to take a while, and the time it takes her to get to her house in the suburbs is pretty ridiculous. It's one of those just in the nick of time scenarios that looks good, but doesn't give you a sense of, oh yeah, that could happen, or it gives you any real threat. You don't feel a sense of, what if she doesn't get there in time? We know the end before it's going to happen, and we know everybody's going to be okay. I do have to point out that I enjoyed the way this movie was shot. There are some great camera movements in this film, some that may be a little cliche, like the dolly zoom, to give a sense of dread, but I always enjoy a great dolly zoom. There are some beautiful Dutch angles in the film to make you feel that Violett is out of balance and confused. Great rotating shots, and I love the use of graphics around each scene when the bad guy is sending her drops. The text is big and bold and cramps the space of the frame, giving a sense of control and intrusiveness as the digi-dropper takes over her first date and essentially her control. There's a scene where she's in a bathroom stall looking at her home security cameras, and they start to populate in the bathroom stall walls. It was a really nice touch, showing her this feeling of being surrounded and cramped in a situation that she has no control of, using her own security cameras against her in a way. The director, Christopher Landon, helped make the film intense and at times claustrophobic with his choice of scene blocking, trapping all of these characters together with one being the bad guy. The way he moves the characters in and out of each other's space is very well done. I was looking forward to seeing him direct again after his very clever Happy Death Day and Freaky, but this film didn't hit as hard as his others. But I think the flaw was in the writing. Written by Gillian Jacobs and Chris Roach, the same guys behind Fantasy Island, that horror film, and Nonstop with Liam Neeson. The two also worked on the hit reality show Big Brother. Not great, strong writing credentials between the two of them. Should have stuck to writing jokes for Zingbot. Drop has a great running start, but literally drops towards the end of the movie. It's a pretty unbelievable scenario, especially in the way that it's set up and plays out. But if you don't think too much about it, it's a lot of fun at times, until the reveal. But the way the end was executed was still sort of fun, even though it was pretty predictable. Meghann Fahy gives a strong performance that I enjoyed watching, and the cinematography was a lot of fun and meaningful. The director did do a great job with the script that he was given, but the writing hurts the film in the end. I'm giving Drop 2.5 stars out of 5 for this reason. I enjoyed a lot of the film for the most part. Could be a great first date movie. It is rated PG-13 for some strong violent content, strong language, and a few intense scenes. Drop opens this Friday. Let me know if you're seeing this film, what you thought of it after you see it. What did you think of that reveal? Did it surprise you, or was it kind of a letdown and a waste of time? Like and subscribe for more of the latest film reviews. Thank you for watching. I know there are thousands of movie reviewers out there on YouTube, but thank you so much for taking the time to watch mine. And remember, don't wait till it streams. Let's go to the theater and let's see it together.
So, how's this date going?